More than 350 operationally ready national servicemen have reaffirmed their commitment to protect Singapore. 4 rededication ceremonies have been held in the lead-up to SAF Day. Marcus Tan tells us more.
For armed forces.
Leading the SAF pledge at the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry is 24-year-old Benedict Lim. The former infantry platoon commander is now the second-in-command of Bravo Company in his NS unit. Juggling university studies along with army commitments were challenging at times. Lieutenant Lim coped with the support from his school and his family.
My family has been quite supportive in terms of in-camp trainings, and this even dates back to when I was still a full-time NSmen, when I was still doing my full-time national service, where things like fetching me from and to camp, preparing my clothes, preparing my food, ensuring that I'm okay, checking in with my well-being. I think that is still carried on to my ICT time.
Lieutenant Lim's father, Mr. Lim Chi Kian, knows what it is like when duty calls. His second son is currently training at the Officer Cadet School. Mr. Lim has seen colleagues going for in-camp training concerned about being absent from work, but he sought to allay such fears among his workers.
As an employer now, I've taken a very different attitude towards NS, and in fact what we did is to plan ahead and as well as forecast, right, for the absence of the individual for this period, and so that you can actually help the person, to look forward to going back for NS.
Among the activities to commemorate SAF Day, nearly 230 businesses were recognized for supporting their employees' national service commitments. Defense Minister Ng Eng Hen attended the rededication ceremony held at the South Zone and Central Business District. Speaking to NSmen, he said a strong SAF depends on new and relevant upgrades. But the fighting spirit and commitment of its soldiers are also critical. He stressed this is how the nation must ensure peace and guard against rising tensions between global superpowers.
If anyone thinks that you can purchase peace by being gentle, friendly, and hoping others will treat you the same way, I think the last few years would have rid you of that hope. And there were some who believed that you don't need an SAF, you don't need a strong defense. Just be kind to your neighbors and your potential aggressors, and the world will live on and there will be no problems. I hear very little of that in the last few years.
Dr. Ng noted that some European countries had previously reduced or done away with their national service terms, but they are having trouble restoring it in response to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. He says this is an example of how national service is necessary for the country's economic future and security.
While 3 other separate pledge-taking ceremonies were also held at different locations. These were organised by the SAF's civilian partners. A minister in the Prime Minister's office, Indrani Raja, attended the ceremony for the North Zone. It was organised by the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises. The Singapore Manufacturing Federation also held an event at the East Zone, where Health Minister Ong Ye Kung was in attendance. The National University Hospital also arranged its first ceremony in the West Zone, where Education Minister Chan Chun Sing officiated.